As you probably can see, my running doesn't look so good now. And that is because I failed big time as a coach to myself. Let me tell you about it. If you're a regular viewer to my channel, you know that before this season I had 3 main running goals. The first one was to get a sub 9-minute 3000 meter, which I was very happy to finally get done. And the second one was to win a 30-kilometer trail race that was being held here on my home island in Norway. And that I was very close to accomplish. I finished in second place, only 30 seconds behind the victory. And my third and final goal for this season was to finish a really tough 100-kilometer ultra marathon in the mountains here in Norway with a lot of vertical gain. I think the course has something like 7,500 meters of vertical gain, which is just insane. So directly after my 30k trail race, I started to prepare for this with more longer runs and started to find steep hill climbs to run up and down. And it was going pretty well, but I had to take a short break from that specific training when me and Elin traveled to the south of Sweden for a vacation where we spent some time on an extremely flat island. It's probably the flattest place I know of. So doing relevant training for an extreme mountain race was pretty tough there. But I still got in some really good runs, and I filmed a short little sequence from one of those runs. So here you have a little taste of that. Whoa, the waves are getting pretty big here. I hope you still can hear what I'm saying. But by the end of that weekend we spent in Sweden, my injury problems started. So it started with some hip flexor pain, and I didn't think that much of it because you often have some small pain and aches that just come and go. So I was eager to start to continue my training for the 100k, and I got another 30-kilometer long run in. That felt a bit painful, but wasn't that bad. And after that, me and Elin traveled to the mountains of Norway, where I had planned to get some really good and relevant training done in those really steep mountain hills. But this was when things didn't went according to my plan. So after that last long run, the hip pain had gotten a bit worse, but I still decided to join Elin for a 15-kilometer mountain run on really steep trails. And this was my big mistake, and where I really failed as a coach to myself. Let me tell you why. So first of all, in the past I have struggled a lot with different running related injuries. And back then when I was younger, I way too often just felt that I was unlucky and felt sorry for myself. And of course it sucks to get injured when all you want to do is to run a lot and get faster and better and stronger. But this attitude of thinking that you're unlucky to get injured can be really harmful in some ways, I think. Because if you have that approach that you was unlucky that you got the injury, then it's really hard to change things up and make sure that you don't do the same mistakes over and over again, and that you don't get a new injury right away when you're back to running again. A big part of training and growing as an athlete is to learn more about your own body and see what works and what doesn't work. And for example, there are several different pains you can get where you can just continue to run and don't be worried about it. And this you have to learn by experience. For example, I have some knee pain that comes and goes in my training, but I know that it's nothing I have to be worried about, and I know that if I just continue training and do some specific exercises, it will resolve by itself. But in this case with my hip flexor pain, there were some red flags that I as a coach and as a physio really should have seen. First of all, this was a completely new kind of a pain for me, and the second red flag is that it was getting worse and worse and worse with the training that I was doing. And in this case I should for sure have pulled the brakes a lot earlier than I did, because after that long run in the mountains together with Elin, it hurt so badly, and the upcoming days it was a struggle just to walk. So the next days we spent in the mountains, I had to take it really easy to recover my hip as good as I could. So instead of running myself, I brought my camera and my drone up to the mountain and tried to film a cool little trail running sequence of Elin running. So since I can't share any cool shots of me running around in that cool mountain area, here you have 20 seconds of trail running Utopia with Elin. And after that I will share what I have learned from my mistakes. Look who showed up when I was filming my video here. You can at least still run. That's nice to see. It's pretty beautiful here, right?
It's amazing. We live in paradise.
Yeah, I will try to get back to running soon. But now I need to continue filming my video. Have a nice run. So what did I learn from my failure? I think the main thing is that I let my high ambitions and my will to train hard and get ready for that ultra marathon race get in the way of my knowledge as a coach and as a physio. Because I would for sure never let any of my athletes do the same things that I did with that much pain. So this is also a struggle with being your own coach, that you most of the cases have the knowledge and know what is right to do, but you have so much will to improve and to train that you let that ambition stand in the way of doing the smart and sensible thing in that situation. But anyway, now I can just focus on what to do next, and I have a good plan for my rehab, and I will do my absolute best to be back to normal training as soon as possible. And now it's only 2 weeks until I was supposed to run that 100 kilometer ultra marathon mountain race. So I see the chances of me standing on that starting line as very slim, but I haven't given up the hope completely yet. But I have decided that I will absolutely not start if I'm not feeling 100%. So we will see how it goes. I will at least do the sensible and smart things moving forward now. And if you want to continue to follow my journey and see how it goes for me, make sure to like this video and subscribe to my channel. And as always, thanks for watching, train smart, have fun, and I will see you in the next video.